every pony is a winged unicorn, and I have flown back with another video. Sorry that it's been a while, it's just these few months have been very stressful on my end because of college and finding work, which I finally found a job, and congrats to me, of course, but these last few months have been pretty stressful, but I'm back. So yeah, I haven't forgotten about you guys, of course I won't. Love you all. And here I am with another video, and I just want to say Merry Christmas to all of you. Hopefully I'll get this done before Christmas rolls around. But if you don't celebrate Christmas, happy holidays, or hope you have a good day. And even though this is a Christmas style video, because I do in fact celebrate Christmas, I hope you still find enjoyment in this video nonetheless. So I'm assuming most of you have seen at least one Christmas movie in your life. And if you have a favorite show, cartoon, or just franchise in general, you probably have come across at least one Christmas special. And who's someone whose favorite holiday is Christmas, I gotta say, these specials and movies are probably like one of the greatest things of all time. I hold a lot of these dear to my heart. Some of these can be because of nostalgia. Some of these is just, Christmas vibe, and Christmas vibe makes you happy. Or, it's just genuinely a good movie or special. And when I say movie, I'm not going to talk about Christmas movies like Home Alone, which, first of all, I don't know why we as a society has agreed that Home Alone is a Christmas movie. Just because it takes place during Christmas doesn't necessarily count it as a Christmas movie. Or like The Grinch, any version you could think of. No, we're not talking about those in this video. Or any other Christmas movie like that stop motion Rudolph movie, the Frosty the Snowman one. None of those. We're going to be talking today about ones that I've watched and I personally would recommend my audience. I mean, obviously there's nothing wrong with those movies that I have named. I like a lot of those movies that I have named, but in this video I just want to talk about ones that I feel like a lot of the people in my audience would probably be interested in. So think of this as like a movie recommendation video. These just happen to be movies and specials that I usually like to watch around this time of year, just because, well, as an animation fan or just a movie fan in general, I just really like revisiting these movies and specials, because they're fun, and it's just perfect movies and specials to get into the Christmas spirit. Alright, so now that we know the topic of this video, let's get started with my movie recommendation list. The official Winged Unicorns Christmas movie and special recommendation list. Let's get started. So firstly, this isn't really technically like a Christmas movie or movies. I'm putting plural for movies on purpose, but I just thought it would be fun to at least give like a quick honorable mention before we get into the actual mentions of this video. I don't know. I try to be clever with that phrase. I don't know. So anyways, honorable mention. You should really start watching the Disney classics. Like, I don't know why, but it's especially during the Christmas time where I kind of revisit Disney classics, or not just the Disney classics, but just Disney movies in general. I don't know why I do this, but it's not even because every single Disney movie has like a really Christmassy vibe, but I guess since Disney is a very nostalgic company for a lot of people, like they have a lot of nostalgic movies that a lot of people have probably watched as a kid, and since Christmas is sort of a, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but it's sort of a nostalgic time for me, because you know how Christmas is. It's mostly, I would say mostly geared towards kids, but you mostly have childhood memories for Christmas, with Santa, with getting presents, spending time with your family, lights, trees, whatever you can think of with Christmas, those nostalgic, warm feelings. And, Disney kind of ties in with that. So I don't know. I usually watch movies like Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast especially. I don't know why. It's probably, I didn't even watch Beauty and the Beast when I was a kid. I didn't watch it until like when I was a teenager. So do with that what you will. But other movies I probably recommend for you guys to watch if you really want that nostalgic feel, because Christmas kind of has that similar feeling. I recommend Cinderella. That might be a personal bias of mine because I loved Cinderella as a kid. Possibly Lion King, or just any of the Disney classics like the ones I'm showing on screen right now. Or I'm probably going to expose myself to kind of embarrassing comments in this video, but I'm going to bring this up anyways because I want to. This is my list. So if you really want a Disney movie that captures that, winter spirit, I'm going to recommend Frozen. Now, I know I'm saying this because, winter and because Frozen has, snow and stuff like that. But like I said, watch things that are just nostalgic to you because Christmas is that time of nostalgia, at least for me. And Frozen is honestly, unironically, one of the greatest Disney movies, in my opinion. Now, I know that's probably very childish of me to say. I cannot talk today. But, Frozen is just, a good movie to watch annually because even though I know a lot of people have praised it to death, especially in 2013, we've seen little girls sing Let It Go, and one of those little girls might have been me. But, at the end of the day, without all that overexposure of Let It Go and pretty much the entire Frozen soundtrack and all the Frozen merchandise and the way Disney milks that franchise to death, it's still a pretty solid movie. And, I think it's a good rewatch, especially during this time of year. Now, this is a good segue to my next movie recommendation. So speaking of Disney, one of my favorite holiday movies to watch during this time of year, especially when I was a kid, and especially with my family, is the Mickey Christmas special, Twice Upon a Christmas. Yes, this is different from Once Upon a Christmas. I didn't know what the titles were called. I didn't even know that this movie was even called Twice Upon a Christmas. I just call it the Mickey Christmas movie because, I was a child. But I didn't know that there was another one until a few years ago. But I did grow up with this one, so let's talk about it a bit. So if you like Mickey Mouse related stuff, this is a good movie for you. Basically, it's just 4 or 5 little stories combined into this one film. And while you probably think that, so these are just like little shorts just stitched together to make a movie. Well, yes, but they're all sweet stories. They don't weave in together to make one coherent plot, because that's not what this movie is. In fact, this really isn't a movie. They're literally what it sounds like, just short stitched together, and they just happen to make a full-length feature movie, but they don't weave together to make a plot. And these are all just of different Mickey Mouse characters. The first one is between Minnie and Daisy, and the 2 girls are in an ice skating competition, and it kind of goes to shit. This scene has to be racist, right? My girl just said quack quack. Like, girl, what? The next one is about Donald's nephews. I forgot all their names, but all I know is that they have a DuckTales show, and they rebooted it, and apparently it's good. Especially because Lin-Manuel Miranda. So the next one is about Goofy and Max, and if you like the extremely goofy movies, then this is definitely a story for you. I mean, as long as you get over the disappointment that Max has a new girlfriend and that Roxanne is not mentioned at all. In fact, his girlfriend isn't even Roxanne, and so that implies that her and Roxanne didn't work out. So, Disney does have to acknowledge that not all relationships last forever, which I know this is real life, of course, but this is Disney. You expect the couples that you see in movies will stay together forever. Like what the frick? What was the point of not including Roxanne? That's messed up. Apparently it's been reported that the reason why I didn't even put Roxanne is because they had a hard time animating her or something like that. I don't know. Just, why would you do that? You could have worked a way around it. Freaking why? I want to know that Max and Roxanne are still together. Okay, I headcanon that these 2 didn't work out, and Max and Roxanne reunited it after college, or even during college, and then they got together, and then they got married at the end. And then Bradley Uppercuts III gets upset. So the next story has to do with Donald Duck, which, by the way, Donald Duck is my favorite Mickey Mouse character. And it's about him embracing the Christmas spirit instead of being all grumpy during this time of year. It's short and sweet, it's cute, I guess. And then the last one is probably the most messed up one in my opinion, where Mickey gets mad at Pluto because Pluto messed up this crazy tree. In fact, his whole house. And to be fair, like, Minnie even warned Mickey that he probably shouldn't have to go overboard during this Christmas. So, like, whose fault is it really? I'm just kidding, you guys, but still, it's still a little heartbreaking to see how Mickey is being, unfair to Pluto. I mean, of course it was an accident, but, like, it's still a sad thing. They, of course, reunite together at the end. I say reunite because Pluto finds himself at the North Pole during the movie, and he's, like, hanging out with the reindeer. But, it's still a cute little story, and it ends really nice. So, yeah, I recommend watching this. It's a really good Mickey Mouse story, and if you like Mickey Mouse and just Mickey Mouse movies in general, I highly recommend this. It was one of me and my family's faves, so I'm pretty sure you'll have a good time with it. So check it out. So do any of you remember the Air Buddy movies, or like those movies with like the talking dogs? Even though I haven't watched any of the Air Buddy movies, or just like movies similar to those movies, the one movie that I did manage to catch my hands on is Santa Paws. I remember watching this at like a doctor's office or something like that, and I only watched, like, I don't know why I was at that doctor's office for so long, but I watched like the last 40 minutes of the movie, and I'm glad I did, because that movie kind of changed my life. I don't know why. And then when Disney Plus came around and apparently Santa Paws was on Disney Plus, I was just like, sweet, now I can watch the entire movie. And I watched the entire movie, and it was just as magical as I remember. So basically, the premise is basically about, we have Santa, and in this rendition of Santa, he has a best friend dog, and this dog is the cutest thing in the world, and that's exactly what captured me with this movie. This movie already has a lot of gold stars because of that fact. And overall, the movie's really good. I mean, it can be depressing at times, because there's also like a plot in the movie with like these orphan girls and this very bad orphanage with this very mean lady. I will give props to the mean lady's actor. Like, she's killing it, to the point where I'm all like, please tell me you don't treat kids like this in real life. Obviously she doesn't, but like, all I'm saying is that she killed with her performance. But the rest of the movie is pretty sweet. The movie is just basically about Paws and Santa being lost in New York, and Paws losing Santa, and he runs into these orphan girls, and these orphan girls try to help Paws get back with Santa. And, of course it ends happily. The only complaint that I have is that, so there's this crystal that the dog has, right? Because it's magic. That's how he can talk. And by the end, he ages up. The dog is still adorable, of course, but it's just when he changed voice, it caught me really off guard, especially when I was a kid. Other than that, there isn't much complaints with this movie. I mean, there are songs. It could work for some people. Personally, for me, they were pretty okay. Nothing special, but they're still pretty sweet. But overall, it's just a sweet, family-friendly movie that you should definitely check out. Especially because I feel like it nails the Christmas spirit a lot. Like, it's one of the perfect movies to get into the Christmas spirit. And I know it's for kids, but even I still get giddy with this movie. So, yeah, check out Santa Paws. You'll like it. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. I know a lot of people have already talked about this movie, but seriously, if you haven't watched Klaus, I recommend to go watch it. The movie has like probably one of the prettiest art styles in the world. And last time I checked, I think it was this movie and Spider-Verse that helped movies to, experiment with animation more. I just watched it from this behind the scenes to Klaus video saying how they make 2D look like 3D with like special use of lighting. So it's like the opposite of Spider-Verse. It makes 3D look like 2D because of the comic aesthetic that Spider-Verse has. Overall, it's thanks to Klaus and Spider-Verse that we have more movies that look amazing. So thanks Spider-Verse and Klaus for that. But how's the actual movie? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's just one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time. That's all. So it follows a mailman who is sent to this town where there's just an everlasting feud. And while he's there, he meets Klaus, who makes these wooden toys, and when he finds out that he can use this to his benefit, with getting letters, because his goal is to get letters so that he can get back to his, luxury life. But with this, it sort of like reinvents a new origin for Christmas and the idea of Santa Claus himself, from why children write letters in the first place, why coal is given to kids, what you're supposed to do before Christmas, give, Santa cookies and carrots for the reindeer, just all those stuff that you hear for Christmas. It's basically kind of reinvents all those traditions into like a new unique idea. So that's what's nice about Klaus. It's just it's really creative and unique with this idea. Plus it's just overall a beautiful movie. I totally recommend it. That's all I'll say for now. Just go watch it and you'll see. You will thank me later. Okay, so y'all know me. Since I am a Trolls fan, I am about to vouch for both of these specials. You all know that this was coming. So I'm just going to geek out about how great these specials are. First off, with the first one, I know people have just agreed in the fandom that the second one is better than the first holiday special, but I still hold the first holiday special close to my heart. First of all, because you guessed it, it's really nostalgic for me. I know the Trolls franchise is like what? Wait, holy crap. It's 8 years old.
This looks ancient.
What? No, it's only 30 years old. I remember seeing this in theaters.
Holy frick, time flies by. So anyways, the first holiday special, it's still nice to revisit every once in a while. We see Gristle and Bridget, which is always a plus. I like Gristle and Bridget. They're pretty underutilized, and I'm very happy that they brought them back in Trolls 3, at least for like one final hurrah, because they got married. But it was nice to see them in the first holiday special. And I like how it's a good concept, like a good starting concept for these trolls. And with the Bergens, the trolls help the Bergens find some sort of holiday. After all, Trollstice has been, canceled because there's no point in it anymore because, they don't capture trolls anymore. So they help them find another holiday so then they can have something to look forward to. And this is just plant some of the seeds for Poppy's development in World Tour, where Poppy is struggling to listen to her friends. And it's a nice, little planting seeds moment to see how she grows as a character later on. Even though, like, this is, like, less detrimental, because, like, in World Tour, it's literally, like, an adventurous story, but this is just, like, how Poppy interacts with her friends, like, on a day-to-day basis. So, it's just nice to take a peek at that. So yeah, the first holiday special is still, it's still pretty special to me. And it's good to revisit every once in a while. Now, for the second Trolls holiday, Trolls Holiday in Harmony, yeah, it is a little better than the first holiday special. Because, first of all, I feel like it captures more of that holiday spirit. We see a bit more lighting, like little Christmas lights everywhere. We see Poppy in like a more festive outfit. Like, I like this outfit better than the first one. Not to say the first one was bad, but I don't know. It's still nice. Green actually surprisingly looks good on her. And I just like the idea of all these trolls coming together that we see from World Tour and, finally coming together. And overall, the special is just really sweet. I love Poppy and Branch's relationship in this special. It's really cute. And we finally get their first kiss in this special, and it's really cute. This might be a hot take, but I kind of like this kiss better than the one from the third Trolls movie. Not to say that it was bad, not to say I wasn't excited to see them kiss on the lips for the first time, but come on, like, when Poppy kisses Branch's cheek and then Branch gets all giddy and flustered, like, oh my god, it was just so cute. Overall, 10 out of 10 special. Rewatch both of these specials if you haven't already. So I am putting this like last minute as I'm editing this, and I just remembered a Christmas movie. So I've probably said it like a little bit of times on this channel that I was a Sprout kid. If you're a 2000s kid, you would know what that is. It's basically pre-Universal Kids. So of course they would have their own Christmas movies premiere, and one of those being the Tangerine Bear. And here's a quick synopsis. It basically follows this bear who was made in a toy shop, and obviously since all teddy bears are supposed to have like a smiley face, this one was accidentally made with a frowny face. So it's just him just having a struggle of like being sold to the kid, since a kid doesn't want a frowny face teddy bear, and he finds himself in like a antique shop, and it's basically kind of reminds me of Toy Story because of being loved by a kid and stuff as a toy. So it's basically that, but Christmassy. So it was my favorite movie as a kid, and I just remembered it, and I rewatched it, and it's just as magical as I remembered. So if you haven't watched it, go watch it, and if you have watched it, go watch it again for the nostalgia. I promise you this won't be a mistake. This is like the best idea of your life. Go watch it. To top it off, let's talk about the My Little Pony Best Gift Ever special. Now, I know My Little Pony had its own holiday episodes in the actual show, and they're all pretty good, especially the Starlight Glimmer one. You should watch that if you haven't. The song goes hard.
Happy heartswarming. After today.
But in the actual, special that I'm talking about, it's basically, when you think about it, it's kind of like Trolls Holiday in Harmony, because they have the idea of a Secret Santa concept. Except in this special, they don't call it a Secret Santa, because last time I checked, Santa doesn't exist in Equestria. Instead, they call it a holiday helper. So they basically pull a name out of the hat, so that they can give the present to whoever they pull out the name of. And you'd think it would go just smoothly, just overall so calmly, and they would all get a present for each other, right?
Wrong!
Everything goes into chaos, which is a coincidence because Discord is in this episode, and pretty much everything goes to shit. But either way, it's still a very chaotic yet really fun special to watch, and it ends nicely, with all of the ponies coming together. It's almost like friendship is magic. Haha, that's the title of the show. So if you want to see your favorite My Little Pony characters goof off throughout this entire special, I recommend watching it, because this special is super chaotic yet at the same time very sweet, and I recommend watching it. There's also very funny memes.
Eyes, pastries, pudding. Wait, pudding.
And with that, that is my list for my Christmas movie recommendation. By the time I'm recording this, it is December 31st, so yeah, kind of a few days late to when I expected to actually upload this, but nonetheless, if you're weird like me, maybe you'll probably check these out anyways, even after Christmas, because the holidays ain't over until I say it's over. Until like February is when I start dying down with the Christmas spirit. But anyways, did any of you watch these movies growing up during the Christmas season? If you did, which ones are your favorites? And if you don't have any of your favorites on this video, just comment them down below in the comments, and we'll go from there. I always love hearing what you guys have to say, and let's make the best of it, because this is the last video 2024, so at least that's some milestone that I've completed with this video, and just on the very last day of 2024, so that's awesome. And in 2025, you're going to bet yourself that I'm going to make more videos. The Despicable Me video will definitely be the first video that will be uploaded. It's still in the works, but I will have it done as soon as possible. Especially with this semester having less classes, I will probably see you guys more often this year. But anyways, Happy New Year. Hope you have a good holiday season. And see you guys in 2025. The winged unicorn has to fly away now, and I'll see you next year. Bye-bye.